Hello, everybody. Okay, so the great news is that yesterday's session worked really well for my foot. It was really painful for like 4 or 5 hours after we did our session yesterday. And then by the evening, I was completely pain-free. And I remain that way today. If I touch it with my hands, there's still a lot of sensitive points, but I feel pretty much like back to myself in terms of function. So that was great. That was a really great example of preparing for an event, getting injured, taking care of it quickly. But now that the pain is gone, I need to continue to follow up with the ankle. I'm going to do that on my own because I have other pains that are more pressing at the moment. So right now my wrist, still something's going on with the thumb. If I latch the thumb and pull, I get a sharp pain in the middle of my wrist. Okay. Last time we worked a little bit on the forearm muscles, and this area here became extremely swollen and bruised. So I'm going to pay a little bit of attention to that. That's not actually discolored bruise, but to the touch, even a little bit, it feels really, really sore, like disproportionate. It shouldn't be that way. So we're going to work on that. And also my neck still hasn't fully recovered. I just can't get rid of the packing schlump. So we're going to do some traditional stretching at the end. Okay, this will be more of a full body general program, and I'm just going to kind of sneak in all the work I want to do on my body, okay? So let's get started here, getting the shoulders warmed up and the arms flapping. Okay. Already with this movement, I can feel the tug in the right elbow where it was painful. So for now, this is all I need, just to repeat, repeat, repeat. Since I'm going to be working on the neck today, I want to really focus on the diaphragm as well. If you've been with me for a while, we know that the upper ribs have a ton to do with neck tension and neck pain. And the ribs have a ton to do with the diaphragm. Most importantly, to breathe out all the way. So we're going to revisit our tradition of using some breath techniques during the exercise. And we're going to focus on the maximum exhale with the rest period at the bottom. Okay, so as we're moving, you're breathing out all the way. Feeling this come up and in. Small breath in and out. Resting at the bottom with the abdomen coming up and into the ribs. Okay, the abdomen comes in and up on its own. You don't have to force it. Okay, maybe a little bit of drawing in, but this isn't some trick. Okay, you just breathe out all the way. The body's going to bring the abdomen in for you. Okay, so here we go. We're breathing a little bit in and out, resting at the bottom. Just pumping the shoulders up till they get stale. Good, shooting the chest. We're going to take some time up and down to loosen the spine again. Same breathing here. Resting at the bottom. Let's take our self-massage here up and down both arms. Okay, just twisting, burning, gripping. Nothing too sore on this side. Breathing out, resting at the bottom. Good, you can see I'm getting nice color on the arm. This is good. Okay, going to the other side. Oh, the painful stuff. Okay, to work on the forearms a little bit deeper now, I'm going to use this crashing technique where I lazily swing the arms like this. But what I'm going to do is just use a little bit of guidance and the heel of my palm. And as I swing through lazily, I'm just going to guide the left hand and hit the muscles of my forearm with the palm. Okay, and it's going to kind of swing the other arm up like a hinge. Boom. And but you want to use as much momentum as you can. And I'm switching sides, right? Go from one to the other. And just coming across the muscle and striking it with the palm and sliding along the skin for maybe an inch or two. Okay, just think about letting the arms fall and you just try to guide the crash. Resting at the bottom of the exhale. Oh, very sore. Nice. Okay, we'll do some general shaking of the arms here. This hurts my wrist a little bit, so I'm going to dial it back. Just keep it nice and easy. I don't think my wrist is ready for that. So I'm going to use some of these flowing movements that we've worked on. Or as we bring the arms up and down, see if I can create some more flexibility in the muscles that way. Right here, I really want to reach under and hook. That way I feel the stretch up into here. And as we come up and reaching out all along, making the arms very wide. Right on my left side, I feel very little restriction. Here, when I reach out, oh gosh, just coming down into my palm. So I want to really give this some time on the right side to loosen up. Resting at the bottom of the exhale. We're turning the palms facing up with the fingers wide open, and we're just going to reach out, reach, like you're getting tugged in two directions. All the way out with the air. Good. Okay, let's take another shimmy, and we're going down through the spine. Good, bringing the hands together in a clasp fashion. We're going to work to clap the palms together. Good, turning the pancake over. Ooh, this gives me a little bit of symptoms. Gently stretching, not deep, not pushing, just a little bit. Here we go. This I feel to my elbow. Ooh. Excellent. Just bringing this up and stretching this way. And you need the fingers to stay intact so that they leverage the stretch, right? If the fingers come apart, you just lose the stretch. Ooh. This can even be done in towards the body if you round the shoulders. Good, my arms are looking longer in the camera. This is it. Foot's feeling good. Here we go. Swinging the arms and swinging the legs, kicking out. Try to develop a good amount of rotation in the chest. Resting at the bottom of the exhale. No breathing, breathing. No air, resting. Good. I'm going to come down to a seated position here. It's time to rebalance the neck here. Okay. I don't like to have any tension up here. And usually it's hard to get around with the pack on, but this is how we're going to get rid of it. Okay. So we're going to do this stretching for the upper trapezius muscle. But when we do this, we need to first learn to reach the elbows down and in. Okay. So first we're going to take a second just to get used to this feeling. So we breathe in and out. And as you breathe out, you want to push the elbow down. It's going to draw the whole shoulder girdle down with it. Okay, don't think about it here. Think about the elbow going down. Okay. So as we breathe in, the ribs come up and the shoulder blades come up. Pushing all the time. Even now, I'm reaching aggressively towards the floor. Okay, the other element to stabilizing the shoulder for the neck stretches is the internal squeeze of the elbows. Okay, so not only are we driving the elbows down towards the floor, but we're also going to draw them in towards the ribs. Okay, in this way, you should feel a lot of the muscles in the mid back turning on. Okay, probably below this level in the back. This is what we want. As I reach down, I can activate the depressors of the scapula in here. And as I pull the elbow in, I actually get a lot of the rotator cuff to turn on. Think about it. When was the last time you used your body to pull straight in against yourself? We almost never use that in movement. We're always pushing, reaching, pushing, reaching. It's very rare that we actually squeeze in against the body. Okay, so this can help rebalance the shoulders and also sit the shoulder blades in a more healthy position, which is what we want when we go to stretch the neck. Okay, so here we are. We've got our elbows pushing down and squeezing in. Okay, so it should be easy to find a stretch now, just tipping the head to one side. Okay, and here we're going to try to focus on that long rest period at the bottom of the exhales. And I'm really going to push it for, let's try to make like 10 breaths on each side, okay? And we're going to take as long of a rest period at no air as we can, and we're going to try to make the stretch go as deep as we can. You're going to have to monitor the tension in the elbow movement, right? You don't want to blow yourself out 10 out of 10. Bring it down to like a 2 or 3 out of 10, something you can maintain. But still, it should feel different than if you're just totally relaxed, right? The shoulders here, pushing down, the elbows coming in. Notice how this starts to open the chest already. Okay, here we go. Stretching here, breathing in. Resting at the bottom, no air. Resting, no air. Try to imagine that you're stretching the muscle by pulling the shoulder away from the neck, rather than trying to pull the head away from the shoulder. You can fish around for different angles that feel more appropriate for you. But at no point should you release the downward movement of the elbows. Good. Slowly release all the tensions and just migrate the head back to the middle. Great, wow. You can really see in the camera how my shoulder levels are completely different now. Goodness gracious. Okay, it's time to do the other side. Okay. You might have noticed if you were watching me during that or not, I eventually got tired of having my arms bent. I felt less tension here. You can do that the same. Again, you're just driving the arms down and squeezing in against the ribs a little bit. It doesn't really matter if the elbows are bent or not, okay? So whichever you prefer. I'm probably going to start with them hanging this time. And that if you do hang them, try to have the palm facing forwards, okay? So I'm going to move into the right side now. Establishing stretch. Great. I'm going to just start the breathing and get lost in, okay? Take the time at the bottom of the exhale to go inside the body and really try to feel the stretch happening. You know, just use the mindfulness and pay attention to what is actually releasing in the body. Resting, no air. Here I'm playing around with the head angle, stretching more at the front of the neck because I feel that's a little bit tighter on the side. Same techniques though, driving the arm down and against the body, leaning the head away to create the stretch. Resting at the bottom, no air.
You don't need that thing.
Good.
It's all 5.
Yeah, now we can see that the shoulders becoming more level. And this is what we want. Okay,
Sorry?
I'm just going to round off the session here with some easy movements.
That's great for Daniel.
Why?
Yeah. this up, right? When this is there, right? Very small. What a guy. You're in for a real experience.
Why are you breathing so heavily? Nice, everybody. Okay, I love to do that breathing. It always helps my abs come in and the ribs collapse nicely for me. Okay, I'm certainly feeling a little bit better, ready for the day. Hope that helped a little bit. We'll see how my wrist turns out. At the moment, it's feeling, I'd say maybe 20% better than when we started, but I suspect I'm gonna have to do something major for the forearms of for the muscles of my forearm in the next day to get rid of this. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow. I think we're gonna move on and do some more general programming for everybody tomorrow, since I'm basically back up to steam. So I'll see you tomorrow with some more breathing and moving. Okay, bye-bye.